Welcome to Vancouver, which is in beautiful British Columbia, which is one of only two provinces in all of Canada where you can get this, the 2022 Mazda MX-30 electric car. It's absolutely beautiful. It's beautifully made. The interior looks like an exquisite design from Europe, and it's fun to drive. It's got 4 doors and 4 seats, but I wouldn't call it a family car. Come on along for the ride. I'll explain today on Family Wheels. Likes are very important to the success of Family Wheels, and we'd like one from you. Also, of course, thanks for subscribing, and we'd love to hear your comments. And if you're feeling really generous, how about watching a short ad? It all helps. The ride is so surprisingly good. This is one of the best riding cars I've been in, regardless of size. Mazda is known for its suspension genius, if you will, and that's in terms of handling. This car handles very well, but the ride here on our neighborhood bumpy road is just sensational. Also, it is a very quiet ride. Yes, of course, it's an electric car, it's quiet, but in a number of electric vehicles, you get a lot of road noise, and that's not the case here. It really absorbs that as well. And by quiet on regular smooth roads, I mean really quiet. This car has a really luxurious sound quality, ride quality to it. Punches far above its weight in that regard. The MX-30 isn't rated as having gobs of horsepower. This isn't a Tesla Model S with 2 motors, but it's got plenty of pep. There is a synthesized sound. It's a really muffled kind of sound, sort of outer spacey, sort of automotive. And you can't shut it off in the menus. Although it's front-wheel drive, not rear-wheel drive, there's plenty of sportiness in the suspension. Mazda suspension magic at work here on the MX-30. That's what makes the CX-30 such a good handling vehicle. Tested that earlier. Have you ever been into one of those mid-century modern furniture places, you know, with all the Scandinavian furniture in them? It kind of looks like that in here, only up to date. Beautiful, tasteful, not excessive, and yet stylish from one end to the other. Particularly nice, the cloth seats with the light colored trim. This is cork. Cork is actually a very viable flooring material, and there's the usual Mazda cleverness at work. For instance, these are your cup holders, and then when they're not in use, put that down, away you go. All the materials, the surfaces are high quality, really nice soft touch here with this pebbled grain to the dash cover. And then this pebbled surface combines with the cloth on the doors. Again, another very tasteful touch. Inside the door handles, by the way, also cork. I always recommend that for anybody who is buying an EV, battery electric vehicle, and for that matter, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, PHEVs, get yourself a level 2 home charger. But that's especially important in a car with a range as short as this. Just a 160K, 100 miles, that's not much, and you're going to be plugging in every night, unless, say, you're retired and you just need a nice little grocery getter. And that leads us to another issue. If this is an urban car, a lot of urbanites live in condos, and a lot of those condos, most of those condos, don't have level 2 chargers. In fact, you end up fighting the condo board. There's big costs to put in a level 2 charger, far more than you would in a home garage. So that's another drawback, even though this is an urban car. For me, the short range is not a deal breaker. I've got a level 2 charger at home. But I'll tell you what is the reason I would not buy this car. It's the price. This version, the top spec, $49,000 thereabouts, and that is a lot of money for a car that has 160K of range and a vestigial back seat. A lot. Now, if you're wealthy retirees, you're empty nesters, you want a second car for going around town that's a really nice riding car, just a beautiful riding car, beautiful looking inside and out, well, okay, splurge and get one of these. Now, the base MX-30 is about $44,000. But even then, guess what? It's considerably more expensive than the electric Mini Cooper SE. That car has actually got a smaller battery than this one, and yet it goes farther on a charge. Its spec range is, I believe, 183 kilometers. I'm being repetitious here, but I have to say one more time, this car is an absolute delight to drive. And if it were $5,000 or $6,000 less, it'd be a solid contender for my spending. Gotta say, the MX-30 looks a little small from the outside, so let's see if our standard cargo of 3 bags of groceries, a backpack, and a stroller will fit. Turns out there is just enough room for our family wheels cargo. Underneath we have a small space that includes the tire inflation kit, as well as a large piece of what appears to be electronics operating the Bose audio system. Rear-facing child seat? I don't think so. The seat back has to be pushed way forward and makes it extremely uncomfortable for an adult sitting in the front seat. Nonetheless, a forward-facing child seat would fit there. You've still got this rear hinge door arrangement. Then you have to reach all the way in to get at the child. It's really awkward looking. Well, this is doable for an adult, but it is super uncomfortable. My knees are jammed right up against the front seat. Now, we do have a couple of adjustment buttons here to push the seat forward. That only works on the driver's side, by the way, because the passenger side is manually adjusted. And you can also do this, which is something you're going to want to do if you're an adult in the back of this thing, because you're going to want to get out as soon as possible. Well, there you have it. Mazda's first electric car, the 2022 MX-30. What did you think? Leave a comment. And of course, give us a like. Thanks for subscribing. And above all, thanks for watching. I'm Richard Detman. See you next time on Family Wheels.